This is a Ben Frank Connection presentation.
Hey.
Hello,
Hello.
and welcome to a brand new episode of the Opinion City Podcast. I'm your host, Ralph. He's my co-host, Sean. Sean, how you doing, buddy?
What's happening, man? What's going on?
Man,
We are just rolling through these episodes like it's nothing. I don't know what the hell's going on.
We are on the road to 50.
Yes,
and
be prepared because that announcement is coming later on.
That announcement is coming. So hang tight. We'll be announcing that just a little bit later in the show. But in the meantime, man, we got a huge show today.
Huge
very
show.
Excited. Got a great top 5 ready
Super
to go.
Excited. And
Sean, who do we got on the show today?
You know, I've been waiting for a chance to talk to him since we started the podcast. I'm gonna go out and just say this, and I'm sorry if it steps on people's toes or not, but I've been following GTS wrestling since 2016, 2017, like way back when, and the reason is because of this guy. So I'm going to bring him on the screen right now. We're going to bring on Pete Corvus. And boom. What's going on?
What's going on, buddy?
What's happening?
Oh, that was such a nice introduction.
It's the truth.
Well,
I've been following GTS for way too long. Like before the warehouse days was how long I was watching GTS for. I was watching it when it was in Grimm's backyard the first time around before they went into the warehouse. And then you came along and I was like, yo, who is this Pete Corvus dude? Yeah. I love the outfit. I love the gear. I love the hockey mask, the half hockey mask over. You had like the, you had like that. You had like
stealing so many people's gimmicks.
You had like that blonde hair streak going for a minute. I was like, this guy's awesome.
Yeah, my ego. Yeah, just my ego, man. Not even my confidence, just my ego.
With that said, though, I will say you just said it yourself. It seems like you took a lot of ideas from like a Kevin Steen or a Kevin Owens. Was he one of your inspirations?
Oh, he's my favorite, man. My absolute favorite. Yeah. 90% of what I do is him.
Right.
Which is good and bad in like the sense that like I absolutely should start shying away from like certain things.
Right.
Because it's just like, oh look, it's Kevin Steen Jr. Like, he's walking a lot of Kevin Owens. Like I should absolutely when I first started watching like independent wrestling, he was like the first guy I saw.
Right.
I was like, oh wow, he's a bigger dude. He can do all these kind of cool moves, and I'm kind of a bigger dude, and I can maybe I could do all these cool moves.
Right.
And I kind of just like watched him and everything he did, and a little detrimental to myself that I am Kevin Steen Jr. sometimes, where I hit a package pile driver, I'll throw a cannonball in the corner, or I'll do some stupid move, or I'll spit on somebody that I probably don't need to do.
Right.
Yeah, I'd love to just, while having little inklings of him, kind of shy away a little bit. Would be awesome.
Yeah, and that makes sense. I mean, you do certain things that have become kind of what you do over time, and so people want to see those things. But it's always good to kind of find your own identity as well, and kind of really take some things that are make them yours. So yeah, definitely.
For sure. Yeah, so instead of maybe doing a package pile driver every show, I'll do something different, and maybe I won't stun somebody in the middle of the ring.
Right.
It's easier said than done, because next show I'll definitely be like, oh, let me stun you real quick. And
right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So did you get your training while you were working for GTS, or did you train somewhere else before that? Where did things kind of start for you?
Would you believe if I told you that I have no formal professional training?
Really?
I absolutely would, because I know some people, and
Yeah.
I can believe that there are people that are just naturally talented like
Yeah.
that.
So okay, again,
you're like, hang on, pause that thought.
Slow down with the ego thing.
Hold that thought.
So when I was still going to college, I looked at a wrestling school, and I went for a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't like the way things were run.
Okay.
I've never seen a wrestling school before in my life, so I kind of just saw the first one that was closest to me, and I went there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I didn't like how things were run. I felt it was very, it wasn't smoothly run. It was kind of just like something.
Right.
Hey, here's a ring, and we're just gonna abuse you. It feels like
Gotcha.
abuse you.
Yeah.
So I left. It wasn't my thing. And then I got on GTS, and I was like, well, why don't you do like Creative Pro Wrestling in Long Island or something like that? It's close to you. It's well known. It wasn't too bad. So I went out there for a little bit, and I did 2 months out there. About 2 months. And then my work schedule got switched around, and I said, I'll be back whenever I can get an opportunity. I never got to go back. I lied. No, I went back. I ended up going back almost a year later. And I went back, and I saw that I was a lot further behind than the kids that were there with me when we first started, because the kids that I started with had progressed significantly more than I obviously had because they've been there for a year.
Yeah.
So they were there, and my confidence was just shot. I got there. I was like, I was there for a month. And then I quit. Like I straight out said, I'm not
done.
I can't come back. This is not something for me. I did a little more GTS wrestling for a bit, and then I just stopped wrestling for like a year and a half. It was just not something I wanted to do. I was like, maybe this isn't for me. I'm not going to wrestling school. No one's going to book me. Like this is not something. And then I went back to GTS wrestling, and I just was there every week, and it felt like I was kind of progressing better than I was 2 years before. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll do a wrestling show. Who knows? And just turns out I've been doing wrestling shows without training for almost 4 years now.
Jeez, that's
and it's both good and bad. Like it's great because I'm getting booked.
It's honestly amazing because I know you don't give yourself enough credit, and that's kind. I get why you don't do that, but I've seen so many of your matches, and I'm like, this guy has. He's got something going on. Like I don't know what it is, but it's just
I got something. I don't know what it is.
I don't want to say you got lucky because that's definitely not the word, but you did have a natural.
There's some luck. There's some luck. Let's be real. There's some luck here for sure.
Speaking of luck, did you have? What would you say is like your biggest accomplishment while you were in GTS? What was the one big belt that you like? Maybe one that you like, this feels important.
I really liked winning the GTS the YouTube Heavyweight Figures Championship when it was still a thing in the yard at the Rumble, in the first Rumble that they did in the snow. Was
that versus Grimm, right?
No, that was the one. That was the belt got vacated or something, or the champion was in the ring. And I won the first Regal Rumble.
Right.
For the belt.
Yeah.
And it was like it was a blizzard like the night before. It was like 14 degrees. We had like Dunkin' Donuts on the side trying to keep us warm. And we're all in shorts and t-shirts or no shirts at all.
Yeah, right.
Wrestling in like a blizzard. And that was cool. Because then I got to wrestle Bull James like 3 weeks later at Grimomania,
right?
Which is cool. Which I was like, oh, that's like the first. Actually, it was like the second guy that they brought in from like TV at that point,
right?
When I was around, but it was the first guy that I got to wrestle from TV, and I thought that was really cool. So I'd say that was my biggest accomplishment.
I went to
from there,
a wrestling show. I went to a GTS wrestling show on Sunday. That I was telling you about. And I ended up speaking to Onslaught, and he said to me, and I was wondering if you could maybe clarify. He said that working GTS in the winter was such a different experience because the ring, I guess, the mat gets harder. everything kind of freezes up.
Hurts.
So
It hurts
the match,
so much.
so it hurts more than just a regular summer backyard match.
They both suck equally.
Okay.
Because whenever he films, if it's the winter, he somehow picks the nights where it's windy.
Oh, of course.
Cold.
Yeah.
And none of us want to bump. And it's just like the worst possible 3 hours of fun.
Yeah.
You can see us a lot of the times, like I got to the point where, not that I didn't care, but I was just like, you know what? I'm not wearing wrestling gear. I'll put knee pads on underneath. I'll wear sweatpants and I'll wear like a sweatshirt.
Right.
And that's how I'm wrestling. And if you don't like it,
it's
really too bad. But then he started wearing like his singlet over like a jumpsuit. So he was comfortable too.
Right.
And then in the summer, it's bad because we're sweating. So whenever we're hitting the ropes, we're slipping or it's just, you don't want to get up after you're very much blown up a lot quicker. In the heat, but I mean, you're blown up in the winter too because it's so cold. You're trying to catch your breath the whole time. They're both equally terrible. They both suck. I would very much prefer spring and fall. A cool, calm 70 degrees.
Right.
A little bit of wind. Nothing that's going to kill me.
Right.
And I can go home, shower, and feel good about myself. That's the best.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So I grew up about maybe 10 minutes down the road from Tony Deppen, and so I've seen a lot of the I saw him during a lot of his backyard days. So what would you say in your estimation, what are some of the biggest differences maybe between like the backyard scene and the indie scene?
Well, there's drama in both. I'll tell you that.
Naturally, yeah. I think there's drama in wrestling in general.
It doesn't matter what you do. I will say there's a lot more outright politicking in backyard wrestling than there is in like real shows.
Right.
I say outright because it's things that like we see like when we're there. Like if I can't go into other people's DMs at like live shows and be like, oh, I see this guy politicking like every night in the DMs. Like I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
I just know that when I'm at GTS, there's politicking for days. And that's, I mean, not necessarily a bad thing because it's like, hey, listen, I can be here or I'm here every day. This guy's here once a week.
Right.
Like why is he getting the opportunities that I'm not? Kind of
Sure. Sometimes
it's like, well, I understand that he's significantly better than me, and that's why he is. But whatever. I'm not here to shit on people. Like I like everyone for the most part.
Right.
What else? You're not wrestling in front of fans.
Yeah.
You're wrestling for people on the internet.
Right.
Which a lot of the time is good. Because you don't know whether or not they like you or dislike you.
Right.
For like a week or two at a time. Like I got 2 weeks where I'm like, oh, well, that match was kind of good. And then it goes up and you read the comments and I was like, wow, that match was really shitty for the 35 minutes that you took up.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so, and I'm like, I watched it and I go, well, was that like independent bad or was that like WWE bad?
Yeah,
like,
was it bad?
Like what is you? Like, and then you find out that these kids are like 8 years old and like they don't know anything about wrestling and like oh, I don't even care what this kid thinks.
Right.
Like,
it is very interesting that like GTS in a way is made for kids, but also not made for kids at the same time.
Yeah. So it was when I first got on, it was specifically directed towards kids.
Right.
With some crude humor to it.
Yeah.
Because he was like, well, I got a bunch of kids that love the figure shows that I do, and they love me wrestling as 3-foot John Cena. And then I came in, and then like Tommy came in, and all of a sudden now we have a ring, and he's like, well, this is great. I'm getting the best views ever, and now they want to see us wrestle. And now we're just like, well, fuck you, fuck your mom, like you suck. You know, like,
so you're really into it.
And they're like, yeah, this is like the Attitude Era.
Right.
And we're like, well, this is just how we talk. Like,
this is just normal conversation. Yeah.
And then it was, and then YouTube like cracked down on that, so we had to go back to like, well, here's WWE style wrestling where it's like here's 3 minutes of like wrestling to kind of keep you entertained.
Right.
And so like the kids were enjoying it, but now we were losing the adults again.
Mm-hmm.
It was literally like the Attitude Era into the Ruthless Aggression.
Right.
It was just like boom, like, oh, we're here for all of like a year. This is great. I love it. And then it's like, oh, why can't he say fuck you? And why are you taking everything out?
Right. Now it's a super clean.
Yeah, now it's like super clean. It's not even PG, it's G rated.
Yeah.
Now it's
that was the G in GTS.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that was the strangest part to me about going to that GTS show on Sunday was that one minute you'd see Grim go to the kids like, oh yes, this is a great time, and the next minute he gets in there and he goes, F this, F that.
Yep.
And I'm like, what?
What is happening?
It's so weird because you never know what Grim you're going to get.
Right.
Sometimes it's like, all right, today we're going to be family friendly. Today we're going to be good. We're going to, here's what we got. This is directed towards the kids.
Right.
Other nights, it's just like, you know what, man? Fuck it. I'm in a great mood. Let's just get crazy.
Let's just go.
Yeah. They were like, this is awesome. Like, this is like, I like the nights where we can just be crazy and do whatever we want.
Right.
Not that I'm against like for the kids, but I'm not for the kids.
Right.
At all.
Right.
I'm not.
Well, I would say your character in general was not really for the kids.
No, I was never for the kids. But
right.
I think that's what the kids liked about it because I wasn't for them.
You were that anti-edgy character that they needed.
Yeah. I don't know why. Like, I don't know what they'd come up to me at shows and be like, oh my God, I love you. I go, why? They're like,
what's the reason?
They're like, you're funny to watch and you just like don't care. I'm like,
yeah.
All right. I mean, I guess
that kind of character, that kind of wrestler is just built for the internet, though.
Yeah, I mean,
which made me why I was so good. Like with GTS was
right.
I was perfect for that, but it took me a while to understand that I could still do the same thing on like independent shows. Like
right. Speaking
I
of,
could be the same, but I'm not.
Yeah. Speaking of independent shows, speaking of the Attitude Era, speaking of being more edgy, we have a photo that I found online, and I want to show it to you. And I just want a little bit of context behind it,
which means it's me.
Which means, of course, it's you.
Oh, yeah,
but I just wanted to get some context for those listening. For those listening, I'll describe the photo as I show it on screen.
Oh,
but here's the photo.
Oh, okay. This is
so. Okay. For those who can't see, it is a photo of Corvus with his face completely covered in blood, his hair pretty much covered in blood, and his whole body pretty much covered in blood, looking menacingly somewhere.
at a woman who it was a EMT.
Oh, really?
Or claimed to be an EMT.
So, what match was that? Where were you, and how did you get so much blood?
So that was for the company's Standalone Wrestling.
Okay.
The subdivision of that is the PG-13 version of that called Pro Wrestling
After Dark. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That show was Atlantic City.
Okay.
October of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
For oh my God, the little festival isn't around anymore. It's like a Halloween festival. That they do.
Okay.
And Standalone would have like an hour to a 2-hour slot for it.
Right.
So I wrestled Bonifer on the show.
Oh wow.
And we used light tubes and kendo sticks, and we weren't allowed to use glass because there was grass. And gusset plates, the things that hold the houses together. Like
yeah.
So that is from the gusset plates.
Okay.
So I had that. Jesus. I had that right here.
Oh geez.
And then pulled that out. I start gushing. That's why my bleached hair at that point was red. Then we moved over to the concrete, and then bundles of light tubes, and hit each other over the head with them because why not? Why would you?
Right. I mean, it's there.
Back of a bar. Yeah, totally.
Exactly.
So that was about 20 minutes of just bleeding.
Jesus,
I loved it. I loved every second of it. It was great. But it was the worst part. Was that it was just cold, so everything stung just a little bit more,
just a little extra.
And I didn't have a bathroom to clean myself up in. So I when the show was finally over, I went to the bathroom, and this poor white bathroom was no longer white when I was done with it. I felt so bad. They had no paper towels. Like the towel that I had with me went from white to red to pink in like a matter of seconds.
Yeah,
it was that bad, huh?
It was so bad. I had a couple pieces of shards of glass in my arm. I was like,
Jesus.
I said, this poor place is never going to want us back. Turns out we haven't been back since, so I don't know whose fault there is.
I mean, there you go. There's the sign.
My fault, maybe, but who knows? Everyone who watched it, like, that was great. I loved it. That was awesome. Like, oh, well, this place hates it. So.
Right.
So here's a question. Do you have a hard time walking through somewhere like Home Depot or Lowe's and just focusing on like what the point of the store is, or do you just walk the aisles and be like, I could use that and I could use that?
I will admit I have absolutely gone through Lowe's and Home Depot and said, well, that looks like something we could use.
I love it.
How could I use this? And where could I use this?
Yeah.
And I went in, so before that photo, I had to go into Lowe's to buy
all the stuff.
The box of light tubes because it was up to us to bring whatever stuff we wanted.
Right.
So I dart right for the light tubes, but on my way to checkout, I was like, well, what else could we use, and what else do I have money for to get before this thing? And I was like, well, I don't know. Like I would have loved to like get a glass sliding door and break it apart and just take the panes of glass.
Oh wow!
Because I wanted it in the corner so bad, and just like absolutely, I was like, "Yo, power bombing through the shit so bad." Like that's how bad I wanted that.
Dude, I saw my very first live death match right before COVID hit, which is crazy. It was Brandon Kirk versus Crazy Kid. It was at one of those standalone pro wrestling shows. It was in Toms River, right where I live.
At the it wasn't the school. It was
I think it was either the school.
I was in the Battle Royal.
You were in that.
You were. And I bled in the Battle Royal.
Yeah. You were in that show too, and I was like, "Why is he bleeding?"
Battle Royal.
But yeah,
so over a different show.
But yeah, that was my first like live deathmatch experience, and we were on the opposite side, not hard cam, and that was where almost all of the glass panes were. Yep. So we were just doing Rosie's around the ring, like move. They're throwing glass, and there was one spot, like you said, where they had the glass pane in the corner.
Yep.
And they did a spot where they went to do a German suplex. Crazy Kid reversed it and then threw Brandon into it, and the glass was so loud it sounded like a gun went off.
Yeah,
because it was just a pane of glass. It was not like
it just shed. And like, there's a photo of that. I don't know where it is or who has it, but there's a photo of it where it's Brandon going through it, but the glass, you can see it where the photo is shattered.
Right.
Like the glass is shattered, but it's not everywhere yet. But like you can see it breaking into like tiny pieces, like mid photos. Like it's a cool photo. Like, it's
it really was
perfectly timed. I don't know who has it, who did it, but I was like, this is great. I love it.
Oh yeah, dude. That had me sold on death matches. After that match, I was like, I'm sold. Because not only did it have violence, but it also had a good story. And I think that's the biggest difference that people don't get with death matches is that you can tell a good story and be violent at the same time.
Yep. But a lot of the times people just want to do it to do it. Like when I first did it, I wanted to do it just to do it, to see what it was like.
Right, of course.
Like I think that's everyone's introduction to it, is like I want to do it to do it, see if I like it. I want to know what I can and cannot do.
Right.
And my first thing was, I'll do light tubes and I'll do barbed wire.
Okay.
Like that was because at the time I had short hair. It was easy. It wasn't gonna get stuck.
Right.
The light tubes I did when I was in Grim's backyard.
Jimmy
Controversy hit me with them.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, this stings. Like, it doesn't hurt, but like you're bleeding. Like, obviously, like, oh my god, blood.
Right.
But then like you start doing it more, and it's like, well, it stings, but whatever. Like, and then you start doing bundles, and it's like, oh, this is great. And then you start doing like barbed wire. It's like, oh, barbed wire kind of stings, but it doesn't hurt. I mean, it hurts, but like, but after a while, you just like become like, not that you become immune to it, but like it's just one of those things where it's just there, kind of thing.
Right.
Then I did a gusset plate the gusset plate was by accident, for sure by accident. They were like, "You want a gusset plate in the match?" I said, "I'll take it in the match, but I don't know if I want to use it."
Right.
And then all of a sudden, we kind of just agreed to do it. We're like, well, why don't we just glue him to the bat and we just fucking whack each other in the bat?
Jeez.
And I'm like,
Christ.
Well, I'm like, you know what? I was like, because I was like, you're gonna hit me, but you're not gonna get it stuck to my head. He's like,
right.
Yeah, like he's like, so it's just gonna be like bop. It's like, and then like it's you're getting pricked.
Yeah,
like, whatever. So he does it, and I'm like, oh, this was the worst. I was like, I got hit, and my head went down, and I said, you got to give me a second. Like I literally, like I felt.
Oh no!
I felt the blood rush to the top of my head, but also I felt like a heartbeat in my head.
Oh, that's weird.
That's the worst.
And it was just like I can feel the headache coming, but I don't know when I'm gonna get it. And all you just see blood dripping down, and it's just dripping. And now it's like, but it's coming out like real thick. And
jeez.
This is a bad idea. So I roll out the ring, and he's like, "Do you want me to just like hit you with and get it stuck?" I said, No,
absolutely not.
It's like, I'm going to kick you. You need to move. So I kick him, punch him, do whatever. And then we had what are they? It's nails and what are they? They're like giant sticks.
What's it called? A giant stick.
We'll call it a giant stick. But the point is they got little nails about yay big, and then they have nails like that you have to like that you would hammer it into the wall.
Oh geez.
So it sticks. Carpet strips. That's what it is.
There you go.
They're carpet strips.
Gotcha. Those.
Yeah. So they have the big nail, so you hammer it into the floor, and then they have the spike sticking up so that you can put the carpet on it, or however. I don't really know how carpet strips work. I just know that they're used for they're weapons. They're not really for what they're supposed to be intended for. So what we did was we put them on the door for one. We put like 4 on a door, which was the easy part. And then we made a kendo stick out of 4.
Oh, jeez.
So I was like, well, you made me bleed doing the worst thing. I'm now going to take the kendo stick, and I'm just going to put it on your head and just like hit you with it.
Oh, no.
And I was like, he was like, all right, you know what? No more. Like, we're good.
We're good.
Fought into the bar, and then we fought out of the bar. It was a whole big thing. But I was like, well, so that was my introduction to carpet strips and gusset plates. And I was like, well, I don't hate these now. So now I wanted to do the glass, but I haven't been able to get a place that A is willing to let me do the glass for my own safety, according to them.
Right.
And B, I don't want to cut it up myself and then have to travel with it, and then it breaks in my car and it becomes a hole.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, why do you have all this broken glass in your car?
Right.
Like, well, you wouldn't believe it if I told you. So
then here's the question: how does one mentally prepare for a death match versus just a regular one-on-one, mano-a-mano match?
If you're depressed, you don't have to prepare at all for it.
Oh, jeez.
I promise you, if you ask every person who's ever done a death match, do you have some form of depression? They will say yeah.
Oh,
you have to be. I heard someone once say you have to be crazy to do it.
Right.
And I'm not crazy. Like I'm not insane. I'm not like, oh my God, like this is something I need to do. It's just one of those things like, you know what? I'm having a bad week.
Right.
This is gonna make me feel slightly better for 15 minutes that I do it. And in a sense it does, because it's like, oh well, here's the pain that I don't have to deal with. And then then you're done, and then you go home and you're like, wow, I'm in a lot more pain than if I was wrestling. I just like have a normal wrestling match. Like this is the worst possible feeling. Like I went to work the next day after doing the gusset, and I just had a headache, and I was like, please don't talk to me. Like
don't leave me alone.
Like the Advil wasn't working. I tried like NyQuil, like Dayquil. I tried a bunch of like didn't try a bunch of things on top of each other. Just nothing was working. I was like, I just need Gatorade and water. Like that was it. Just like some food. It was good like 2 days later, but I was like, this is the worst. Like this was great, but it's the worst.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, you have to be absolutely fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And the preparation is so different because like if I get super nervous before a wrestling match.
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone does, but like I get like, oh my god, I have to pee 100 times.
Right.
Am I sure that I'm going to do the right thing? Like I'll talk to the guy 100 times. It's like, are we sure you want to do this? Are we sure you want to do this? Like, this is great. I'm pacing back and forth. I'm sweating before I'm even through the curtain. My stomach is in. I got butterflies like up to my throat. Like I'm so nervous when it comes to wrestling matches. But then like I get to deathmatch wrestling and it's like, all right, well, here's start, finish, and then here's your story in the middle, and then we're just going to throw weapons. And it's just like,
right.
I don't remember what I have to do here. Here's a weapon to the head. This is great. It's like,
right.
Oh, now I know what I have to do. It's like, and then you get, it's so much. I feel like for me, deathmatch wrestling is so much easier, but I don't do them often.
Right.
Because I don't wrestle enough to do them, and then I just wrestle places that are like, oh well, we're family friendly, we want to keep the kids. Yeah. It's like,
of course,
right, well,
keep it for the kids, PG.
Sure. As I'm like, haha, fuck you and your kids. Like, your kid sucks. Your mom adopted you. Your dad's not real. Your dad's man. Yeah. Like, and they're like, oh my god, this is great, I love it. And then like they have me back the next show, and they're like, all right, well, everything you said the last show, you can't say this time. And I'm like,
you're
okay.
Like, well, that's why they like me in the first place.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, whatever you said, and go out there, haha, fuck you, your dad's not real. They're like, yeah, this is the best. I'm like,
see?
Like I know why you like me, but so.
Right. So then do you actually prefer doing death matches in the hardcore style more, or do you prefer just, regular straight up wrestling?
I've gotten so used to not doing death matches anymore that I just prefer doing regular matches.
Okay.
Because then I don't have to come home with blood on me or cuts that like my mom's like, oh, where'd you get that cut?
Right.
Oh, I moved the wrong way, like open the pot, like, totally fine. I'd like to do more death matches. I'd love to like just spend a weekend just bleeding for 200 people in a place, but I've gotten to the point where I'm just not comfortable, but I'm more than okay not doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's nice to do it. Like I know that a lot of people are just like deathmatch wrestling is wrestling, like no one's really wrestling when they do it, but like I've seen a bunch of people that like have like legitimate like collegiate wrestling backgrounds that do deathmatch wrestling. But it's just such a popular genre of wrestling,
right?
That they're just like, well, I have to go do it. Like that's what people are watching right now. And then you watch them like actually wrestle, and it's like, wow, why are you doing this?
Right.
Kind of thing. Like it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Like Brandon Kirk. Brandon Kirk's a fantastic wrestler.
He's so good.
But then like he does death matches. Like, well, you're really fucking good deathmatch wrestler.
Right. Right.
Like, why are you doing this? But like that's his niche is deathmatch wrestling. Like he's so good at it.
I think with Kirk
it's just
though,
hard to get rid of it.
Right. I think with Kirk though, and me and Ralph have seen him multiple times. He also has a very funny side too. We've seen him. We've seen him a few times live in trios matches in LVAC, and he is hilarious on that side.
It's ridiculous. Just
so good.
He's crazy funny.
He's got such a dry sense of humor when it comes to certain things. Like you'll talk to him, and it's just like, oh yeah, no, that was great. And just like, what? Like, it was great. Like, what are you saying? It's just like, no, but he's really good. He's very funny. What makes him funny is that he's quick.
Right.
Like he doesn't take like, it's not like he's sitting there, someone says something, he does 7 moves and he comes back to that person. It's like someone says something mid move, it's like, haha, fuck you. Like it's like, oh, that's great. But I think he's always been like that though. Like I don't think it's like I just enjoy watching him wrestle. Like,
I agree.
That do death matches. I'm just like, I know why you do it, but you don't have to.
You don't have to do it.
You don't have to do it, but I totally, completely understand why.
Right.
Sure.
Right. All right. Let's wind the clocks back. What was your earliest wrestling memory, and how did you discover the pro wrestling world?
Oh man, okay. So I was never allowed to watch wrestling as a child. My parents didn't like it. They thought it was going to like affect me in some negative way.
Right, of course.
My parents used to watch like my dad used to watch like Hogan on like MSG.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah,
like not at MSG, like on the channel.
Like, right,
yeah. Televised stuff.
So I think it was like whatever Saturday mornings, whatever he used to say. It's like, oh, 9 o'clock. Here's Hulk Hogan, but like he was never into it. It was never his thing.
Right.
He was into like sport, like actual sports, like baseball, all that. My mom was just like, absolutely not. No, it's gonna corrupt you. No chance.
Yeah.
I had a TV in my room one night, and I was flipping. It was what channels did I had? 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 13.
Oh God, those days.
Like,
good old days.
Those days.
It was like maybe the size of the table that I'm currently using.
Yeah,
it was small,
and
I just happened to be flipping through. It was John Cena was rapping about Eddie Guerrero.
Oh wow!
On UPN 9 SmackDown.
Oh yeah,
UPN
days. Yeah.
The memories.
So it had to be 2003.
I think it was more 2004, 2005 because I thought 2003 was when Cena debuted.
No, 02 Cena debuted.
That's right.
Cena debuted June or July. 02.
Right.
So all right, so it was 03. So it was just as he was coming into hip hop Cena.
Right.
And I think it was either. I have to go back and find like the SmackDown on Peacock, but it was definitely like he had a tire in his hand, and I think they were showing a replay of the week before, where he FU'd Eddie onto the tire, and I think it was either setting up or was finishing up the feud for the parking lot brawl. So I found that I was like, oh my god, this is great. Don't know who these people are. But then my mom walked by the room, and I had to change the channel quick. So I don't know. I didn't know anything about Cena. I didn't know anything about Eddie. I just know this was wrestling.
Right.
How do I find it?
Exactly.
So I tried to find it the next night. Couldn't find it. Tried to find it the next night. Couldn't find it. I was like, I know it's on Channel 9. I know it's on Channel 9. I couldn't find it. Then I just gave up. I was like, whatever. I can't find Channel 9. Not knowing that Raw was on TNN. It was TNT?
Yeah. I think it was TNN.
It was TNN. It was the Nashville
network.
network.
TNN. Okay,
when it
so
was still
before
TNN,
the homecoming. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So Raw was on that. I had no idea because I didn't have it in my room. I wasn't able to watch. And finally, I was sitting in a KB Toys with my mom.
Oh wow!
I was in the toy aisle. I was like, "Can I just buy these wrestlers? Like, I don't have to watch it. I just want like figures to play with."
Right.
Call my dad. Dad's like, "Yeah, whatever. I don't care." So I ended up buying the ones that weren't able to move like fully. It was like they had like this hand this way, and it was like leg up, but you couldn't turn them. It was just like the worst absolute. Maybe something along the lines of that. It was when Jax was it was still Jax.
Right.
It had zero. It had little to no, like, functions or like anything that could tell you who this person was.
Right.
I bought a Triple H and I bought a Chris Benoit.
Nice.
Well,
yes, somewhat.
At the time.
It was nice.
At the time, it was awesome.
It was great. I love this. Like, this Chris Benoit, this Triple H. This is great.
Yeah.
And then I started buying more figures, but I still wasn't watching wrestling.
Right.
So I was finally able to start watching wrestling when I found it on. Was it? I think I was more of a SmackDown guy as a kid. So I didn't watch Raw until it was on USA.
Right.
So I ended up getting like an Undertaker, a Cena, bunch of stuff. So I was SmackDown guy. Like nice. I like Cena, I like Ray. These are my two guys. I don't care about Raw kind of thing.
Right.
Then I started watching Raw when I went over to USA. And I was like, well, kind of like Shawn Michaels. Kurt Angle's kind of cool. I hate Edge. Edge is such a jerk. Triple H is the worst.
Yeah. Yep.
For different reasons than what I thought when I was a kid. Right. I love Batista because he put Triple H through a table. Like, this is great. Yeah. So my first so I have my first Raw that I remember, and then I have my first SmackDown. So first SmackDown was Cena Eddie 03. My first Raw was Batista bombing Triple H through the table for the contract signing for WrestleMania 21.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's a giant gap between my wrestling. Yeah. So we were taping it every week on like the VHS tapes that you could record on the TV. But I wasn't able to. It only got like 2 hours, so I always missed like the last 10 minutes of Raw. Right. So I never knew what was happening on Raw. But SmackDown I could watch because it was 8 to 10 on a Friday night. It was, I lied. It was 8 to 10 on a Thursday night. Yep. So it was like passable. Yeah. So I knew everything that was happening on SmackDown. So I knew Cena and JBL were doing their thing on SmackDown for the title, and it was Cena lost the U.S. title to Orlando Jordan, and then this happened, and all that. Like, they dropped the spinner belt, they blew it up, and like, here's the actual U.S. title again. Right. That's what I know. Raw was just like, well, here's Triple H and Batista. Like, I don't know anything that's happening over there. Right. And then it was like, that's my earliest memories. And then I stopped watching for a long time. Because my mom came into my room one night when I was watching SmackDown. Oh no. And it was the Kurt Angle Booker T feud. Oh no. The Kurt Angle Booker T feud. And Kurt Angle's getting interviewed by whoever, probably like Josh Matthews. Right. Yeah. And he looks at the camera, deadpans, Booker T, I want to have sex with your wife. And my mom said, that's it. We're done. You're done. Cut it. No more wrestling. And I went,
what a moment for that.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was like, what timing would that have been? The absolute worst. So I wasn't watching wrestling. I was on WWE.com every day, though. I was looking to see what was going on. Yeah. But I was like, what? And just like, every time that comes on, I go, I know exactly where I was sitting. I know where I was standing. I know what was happening. And my mom came into my room and said, you're done watching wrestling. She was doing, I think she was like cleaning something in my room, and I had it on, and he says that, and she looks up at the TV, she looks over at me, and she just goes, really? This is what you're watching? And I went, Mom, this is live. I don't know, but it wasn't live. I didn't know it was not live. But it was like, Mom, this is live. How am I supposed to know that this is going to happen?
Mom,
like, I don't know what's going on.
Mom, you got to let me explain that.
Mom, let me explain.
The thing was, I didn't even have to explain. It was just kind of like, you know what, Mom? It was like, you know what? I get it. Right. I can't defend this. Like, it's right.
That one's a little rough.
That one's hard.
12 years old. How can I defend Booker T? I want to have sex with your wife.
Right.
I'm into bestiality. Like, what are you talking about? No chance can I defend this.
No.
It's so bad. No.
Well,
so bad.
For me, it was always funny because my parents didn't care that I watched wrestling until I was about your age, 12, 13. And I was like, why do you care now? And they thought it was a phase. Like, they thought, like, oh, you're old enough now, you can stop watching wrestling. I'm like, Mom, just wanted to let you know, I watched the Hell in a Cell match with Taker vs. Mankind when I was like 6 or 7. You think that was a phase?
That's not a phase. Like, now I'm hooked.
Now I'm in. Now, like,
I watched a man die twice.
Exactly.
I am sold for life.
See, I got lucky. Neither of my parents ever cared about me watching wrestling. They were fine with it. In fact, I'm in elementary school and I'm staying up on a Saturday night to watch, Saturday night's main event. But this is also a story of me saying, we need to get some older people on this show because I'm going to date myself here. Because I remember clearly it was right around the time of the No Holds Barred movie, and Hogan was going to face Macho Man on Saturday night, Saturday night's main event. in a steel cage, and as Macho Man was coming down to the ring, Zeus comes out of the crowd.
Zeus.
And the TV went out, like the cable went out.
Oh no.
And you would have thought that people were being murdered in that house in front of me, the way I was running around and screaming because I was so mad that the cable went out.
Oh no.
Yeah. So
No.
it was a moment. Luckily it came back on about maybe 10 minutes later, and I got to see the rest of the match. But
right,
I was like, you want to talk about like devastation as a child?
Right.
That was it, man. We need some older people on this show. So talk about. Oh,
that's too good.
Someone to relate to instead of just like, oh gosh, you're so old, guy.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh
boy,
that's good. That's good.
So let's talk a little bit about your career now, and who have been some of the favorite people that you've been in the ring with?
I really like teaming with or wrestling with like Jay Evans.
Jay's really good. I've followed him a lot too in GTS. It was like two or three people. It was you, Jay the Key. You were number one. Sorry to blow you up. Jay the Key, and for a time, just because I was so amazed by how good he was for his size, Tommy Salami.
Yes, that was a lot of people's like three for a while.
Yeah,
like Tommy's good for his size.
He's really good,
but he's also another one. He's just very funny. So it's easy to it's easy to like bypass sometimes like that he's not great in the ring,
right?
But because he's so funny and he's so quick for a big guy, it's like he's actually really good,
right?
He's really good, but sometimes just like, well, he's big, like no one's gonna believe that he can wrestle, and then he wrestles and you're like, Tommy Salami's really good. Like it's crazy. But like Tom and I go back to like high school, like and we say this all the time. We hate each other in high school. We didn't like each other in high school. We graduated high school. We started like going to wrestling shows together. It's like, you're really not that bad. You're kind of a dick, but like you're not that bad.
You're really not that bad.
Yeah, like you're not
just a little bit of a dick.
Yeah, a lot. I was
a lot.
Yeah. So I really like when we're on the same show as Jay the Key Evans. I like wrestling him. He's easy. Mm-hmm. He and I kind of just like look at each other. It's like, all right, we're gonna do this. Great.
Right.
God, I don't even know who I've wrestled so many. I wrestled this kid Clipper Jones recently.
Okay.
He's trained at the Team 3D Academy in Connecticut.
Oh, nice.
So he's actually really good. I like him.
You play for the Braves, Clipper Jones? No.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Well, we're not going to talk about him because I, as a child, hated Chipper Jones.
Oh, jeez.
As an adult, I love Chipper Jones. But that's me growing up.
Right. Right.
Let's see. I like teaming with Kurt Bale. Wrestling him sucks because he just hits hard.
Stiff.
Yeah, a little bit, but I mean, sometimes like we're friends, so it's easy to just like stiff your friends kind of thing because it's like it's not on purpose.
Yeah.
Who else have I wrestled? Oh my god, I've wrestled so many people so many times. I wrestled Wrecking Ball Legursky a couple times. He's fun, just because he's this giant teddy bear, and then you get in the ring, it's just like, oh hey, by the way, I'm absolutely just going to maul you.
Right.
He comes in, he'll throw you in the corner. And it's like, all right, well, I'm coming at you, and you can see him like doing the chug, and then he comes at you, and then it's just like, and you're like, oh,
yeah.
We saw him.
He's a really nice dude.
We saw him.
He's great.
We saw him at Slamfest. Me and Ralph. Okay. We went to Slamfest at Six Flags in Jersey, and he had a match, and we were like, "Who is this guy?"
Yeah,
like
he does some shows near me, about 10 minutes from where I live. He does PPW, and he's really you would never imagine that this is the same person that you're talking to that you just saw in the ring. Like, it's crazy.
They're two different people, and then he's on NWA Weekly, but you would never know with the way he acts. He's not like, hey, I'm a TV guy. Like, you have to. He's just like, I'm just He's just one of the boys.
I'm here. Yeah. I'm here.
He's like,
yeah.
do you want any advice? I can absolutely help you. And it's like,
right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Please. We did like 12 matches with these people for like 8 shows. We're like, I don't want to wrestle them anymore. Who else did I wrestle? Oh my god, Everest. This kid Everest from. Oh my god, is he from Maryland? Virginia. Oh my god, he's gonna hate me. He's this great kid, also giant. Teamed with Wrecking Ball for a couple shows.
Okay.
Oh my god, where is he from? Whatever. Tall kid.
Sorry.
He's like 6'5".
Oh wow.
Looks like a lumberjack.
Okay.
And hits you like a lumberjack. Like he's
chopping you down.
Yeah.
When I tell you, he chops you down. I had him. We had a match in Wildwood about a year ago, maybe a little more than a year ago, and he did the chest strikes. You know, the Sheamus's like chest strikes.
Yeah,
hooks you there.
Mm-hmm.
He had me there, and he's like, "Well, I'm only going to do one, or like I'll do a few." I was like, we'll see what happens."
Right.
He hits me with one, and I collapsed. My legs went numb. Like I felt it. It was just like boom, and I went,
"Oh boy!"
God.
He had to physically pick me up to hit me again, and I just fell through the ropes. And
no!
I was like, "Please just count me out." I really
count me out.
Like this hurt.
I give up. I'm done.
He had already thrown me into the corner, and just like I don't know if it was the way I was sitting or the way he came at me, but he hit me so bad my back hit the second turnbuckle and just like bounced out, and I dropped. And then he came down with an elbow, and I was like, but it was elbow on like straight chest. So I guess it kind of like put my back right back in place to like where he just
yeah.
So like,
bring it out, put it back in.
Exactly.
Free chiropractor visit. Like, it was great.
Yeah.
And then it was the chest thing, like the chest shot, and I was like, dude, like
no more.
I can't. I don't want to wrestle you anymore. I can't do this anymore.
Like, I'm done, man. I'm done.
I'm trying to not walk home a cripple or drive home a cripple. It's terrible.
Oh man, that's crazy.
I've wrestled a million people. Don't know who else I've wrestled that I really enjoy. Jay.
Well, then on the flip side, then let me ask you this: who have you not wrestled yet that you would like to wrestle either this year or in the future?
There's so many people. There's a whole list. I wrote a whole list down one year.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have it anymore because it went out. I really want to wrestle I want to wrestle Brandon Kirk again. I got to wrestle him once. That was nice, but I don't think I was ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to wrestle him again. I'd like to wrestle Jay Moore, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to wrestle Grim on a live show.
Okay.
Because we've never done a live show.
Your feud with him was probably one of the reasons that I was hooked, because you guys had like I felt like forever, 2-3 years almost. It felt like a long feud.
It felt forever. It's still not over, realistically. Like, it's just one of those things. Like I show up and it's like, all right, well, you're gonna wrestle me today. I go, no surprise. He's like, you know what you want to do? I said, yeah. He's like, I was like, you know what you want to do? He's like, yeah. It's like, all right, great. Well, I'll see you out there. And then we do the same 30 things we've done 100 times.
Right.
Everyone's like, oh my god, this is great. We love it. This is awesome.
Yeah.
But it's like I would like to wrestle him on a live show because I've experienced Grim on a live show, being there like on the shows with him, but I've never got to wrestle him on the show. So that'd be cool, I think. This guy Mike Skyros from
oh yeah.
I just saw him on Sunday.
Yeah, there you go.
I think he's from Syracuse or
he's
or
I think he's up that area. Yeah.
Or Binghamton. Something northern New York. Something that's like completely out of my way from where I am.
Yeah.
Like I want to wrestle him. I know that he's really good. There's a couple people in like Maine and Massachusetts I'd like to wrestle that I can't think of the names right now because I'm terrible with memory, like all the way through. I can remember like wrestling information that
I'm the same way.
Years ago,
I'm the same way.
I want to remember names.
My mom growing up would be like, so you can tell me what happened with freaking Kane on a certain day, what he was wearing, a certain time, but what about your math homework? I'm like, I don't know.
I couldn't tell you.
Well,
2 + 2 is fish. That's all.
Exactly.
New England is such a hotbed of indie wrestling.
Yeah, it is.
I've wrestled. I've been lucky enough to wrestle in Maine 4 times.
There you go.
Yeah.
But I want to so badly just spend a weekend in like Massachusetts.
Nice.
And just watch the wrestling in there because I know that like Beyond Wrestling is so good and like Grind Pro Wrestling, they're so good. Like I just want to just go to their shows and just see how they do shows and just see how they because they get I've been to Beyond shows when I was younger. So I got to like as a fan I got to see how Beyond ran their shows.
Right.
Yeah.
But like now as a wrestler I'm be like, well, I want to go and see like how they run their shows, not like how they get put out. I want to see how they get done.
Right.
Then there's a couple people in like someone in Florida that I want to wrestle. Couldn't tell you.
It's not the BRCW, is it? The Boca Raton Championship Wrestling?
I don't think so. That doesn't sound good. So I'm just gonna.
It doesn't sound good.
That doesn't sound good.
No, I don't think I want to do that.
Well, no.
Pretend.
No, sir, I don't.
So
like
the last 3 years, it'll be 4 next year. I've been on the Jericho Cruise, and and BRCW has been doing an annual thing where the day before the cruise, they'll do a show called Cruising for a Bruising.
Okay.
And they'll do a show based around the cruise where they'll have where right before you can go see the show, watch good indie wrestling. Most of the people that go to these shows are on the cruise, so you get to meet all of your cruise friends before you even get on the ship.
Cool.
It's awesome. So, that's one reason why I know who BRCW is because of the cruise.
Right. I thought it was like a bad thing. It's like,
No,
it's not these people. I'm like,
no, not at all.
Nice.
All right, so now I know someone to look up.
There you go. You're welcome.
More of that. Okay. Here we go. I'll do people that I live in New York with that I haven't wrestled before.
There you go.
This kid, Chris Barton, that I grew up with when we were going to shows. I want to wrestle him. That's easy. Vinny Pacifico. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so Vinny.
Yeah.
He's not from New York now, but Steve Off.
Okay.
From Pro Wrestling Magic. The guy Bruno, he used to be on GTS.
Bruno, yes.
Bruno, okay, so he works with Pro Wrestling Magic now.
Okay.
And every time we see each other, like, oh, dude, when are we gonna wrestle? Like, when are we gonna do this? I'm like, dude, I don't know. Like, this isn't clearly it's not up to me. It's obviously not up to me. Otherwise, we would have wrestled already, and I would have because duh, I have to.
Yeah, of course.
Even though you're a foot and a half taller than me, like, yeah, you totally have to be the one to beat. But we're like, oh, yeah, when are we gonna wrestle? Like, I don't know. Like, we're gonna figure it out. And like, the promoter's always there, and it's like, oh, well, we'll book it sometime. And it's like, doesn't happen. A couple kids from like ECPW that I want to wrestle. I can't think of the names either because I just have terrible memory. There's
who you need to seek out, but you'd have to travel to probably like Vermont or Massachusetts.
That's fine.
Johnny Pierce, the Cold Hard Truth. He's a big dude, tall dude. We had him on the show before.
I'm writing the name down literally right now.
But the Cold Hard Truth, absolutely. Johnny Pierce, find him.
He's in Vermont though.
He mainly wrestles out of Vermont and Massachusetts.
Okay.
Those are where you'll find him. He wrestles for, oh God, what is it? Something Mountain Pro Wrestling. I can't think. I think it's Green Mountain Pro Wrestling.
Oh, Green Mountain. Yeah.
Okay, so that's Vermont.
That's Vermont.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to look into them. I see them all the time. I've never messaged them, but that's one of those places that I'm gonna just like want to check off Vermont. So like
so there you go. There you go. Go to Vermont.
Green Mountain in Vermont is very hot right now. They're running a lot of really good shows. They're bringing in a lot of talent. Yeah.
Do that. You're like, I want to face this big guy named Johnny Pierce. I was sent by the Penny City podcast.
Yeah.
Let's go.
They said he was really good. Now I have to wrestle him. Okay, sure, whatever you say, kid.
Sure, what do you say?
Here's a pre-show match where you're not getting paid.
Yeah,
and you're getting splashed in 30 seconds.
Right. Thanks for coming. Yeah. You're out.
Here's some maple syrup as payment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Take a photo with a tree or something.
Yeah. Well, listen, we've been told many times that despite people looking for them up there, nobody can find the moose.
Yeah.
Because
Nope.
When I tell you, I don't know how. Oh my God! When I tell you that I don't think moose are real.
Yeah.
I don't know if you like dug into my Facebook comments and all this. I don't think a moose is a real animal.
Okay.
You don't think so?
No.
Well, do you have reasons why you don't think so? Is it
Right.
you've never seen one, or?
First of all, I've never seen one.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Second, I went up to the last time I went up to Maine. I went up to a town called Presque Isle.
Okay.
It borders Canada on the super northeastern tip of Maine.
Mm-hmm.
You fly into Presque Isle. It's a one flight in, one flight out day kind of trip.
Right.
Okay.
There's border patrol at the airport. That's how close to the Canadian border it is.
Right.
I was told at a specific time.
Oh Jesus!
Moose come out of the trees near the hotel I was staying.
Okay.
Wow.
Great. Fantastic. I will take back everything I ever said about moose if I see them. Not one fucking moose in the trees when I was there for 3 days. They said, "Oh, down this road," because the promoter booked me. He picked me up from the airport. He showed me around town. He got me to get food. Great guy, love it. Company called Crown of Maine Wrestling. They run up there and Van Buren. You're gonna see this guy. I'm not sure if the other guy is also a promoter. Or if he's just like one of the guys that helps book the shows. Right. Sorry if I screwed it up.
You're good.
Terrible. No, to him. If he ever sees this,
sorry. Listen, a lot of wrestlers come on here and burn bridges with people accidentally because they can't remember things.
I can't remember things. It's not that so we're doing the thing, and he's like, "Well, we're gonna go down this road tomorrow at such and such time. There should be he said the words were, "There's normally moose down this road." Normally. I said, "Not a problem. I know because I'm here. There's not going to be a single fucking moose." There wasn't a single moose. So the other guy is talking to him at the show, and he's like, "You won't believe this, but there were 3 moose in my backyard this morning."
Oh no!
About 3 miles from where you were. And I said, "I don't believe you. I think this is a ruse. You're showing me just something that doesn't exist. I know it's AI. I know it's not real. I know it's shit." Yeah. So his wife comes later and he's like, "Well, these are the photos. I was like, "They're not real. You're showing me something that doesn't exist. Yeah. Please stop the bullshit."
Yeah.
So I leave, we leave to go back to the hotel.
Right.
Take a food going down the road that's supposed to have more moose. They're not coming out. There's everything's just like a drug. It's like a drug raid happening, as we're driving by.
Right.
So I guess the moose are just afraid of drugs or something. Whatever. Meaning the people that think they're a moose are being caught with their drugs.
Right.
I leave. I go home the next morning. I fly out. As I land in Newark, New Jersey.
Oh no!
I get a photo of a moose. In the area that I was in. When I tell you,
God,
I was so mad at these people for the moose. I said, "I hate you people. I don't like anything about the state of Maine. I think you're all a bunch of liars."
Oh no!
This is it's like the Loch Ness Monster in Scotland.
Right.
You all just believe something that isn't real.
Yeah.
They have these statues dedicated to moose at every rest stop in Maine.
Right.
I say every rest stop as if there's not one every 150 miles of the state. There's not one every 30 miles us. But there's a moose at every one. There's a moose on the inside. They have moose on T-shirts, and it's just, they don't exist. And I hate people thinking that they're a real animal.
So the reason that I bring this up is because way back on episode 7 of the Opinion City podcast, we had Ultimo Ant on, who regularly travels to Green Mountain Wrestling in Vermont
with CC Boost.
he travels with CC Boost, and the two of them in their travels up there have been told that there is one stretch of highway where more people are killed by moose than any other stretch of highway in the United States.
Pete's so like,
they have been consistently they've been consistently driving up and down this highway because CC Boost is determined that when they find a moose, he's going to get out and wrestle it.
Yep.
And if you know CC Boost, you know that that's true. But they have driven up and down this highway and never seen a single moose. And so
they're not real.
They feel like it's some kind of conspiracy theory.
It is. Ruse. The people of the northern part of the country, the northmost northeastern part of the country,
right,
have all collectively got into a car, or they got into a room, or some stadium or something. And they all agreed that a moose is their spirit animal. It's like a unicorn. It doesn't exist, but they have people to believe that they've seen it. So every so often, someone will create a moose photo and they'll put it in like a lawn or something. And look, there's a moose in my backyard. Look. And the videos aren't real. The videos are just video game footage of moose. And they're just like, look at these two moose fighting. And like, do I believe that they're in Canada? Maybe.
Possibility.
But there's a lot of strange things in Canada, though.
Right, it's
true.
Canadians are weird. But they're only in a place where they're not populated by people.
Right.
So
you can't see them.
Yeah.
So like the upper Yukon of like Saskatchewan or something.
Yeah. So like the Moosela Peninsula.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
There's one peninsula where they're all at.
It's only moose on a peninsula.
Just moose.
That's it. It's like the dodo bird. Like that's right there. Only that.
It's like Moose Island. They put them all
on
an island.
Moose Island.
They tell nobody to go there. They say don't go. Don't disturb.
Yeah, don't go.
Just
listen.
Leave the moose alone.
You might get killed. Don't go there. Wow. So they brought that story down to like Maine and New Hampshire and Vermont, and just like, well, if you go into these states, just be careful because there are moose.
There are moose.
Yeah.
But it's just the goddamn statues on the side.
Oh God,
they're not real.
All right, what's
fakest animal?
I don't quite understand how we continuously go downhill with these podcasts.
I don't know.
They go
let's bring it back around.
Yeah,
let's bring it back around. Let's bring it back around. We have one last question that we ask all of our guests because it really encapsulates pretty much everything about wrestling. So for you, what does pro wrestling mean to you and the significance that it has had on your life?
Man, I wish you asked me this 2 weeks ago so I can prepare last minute.
No, there is no preparation. You just got to go for it.
You just
off the cuff.
Right,
off the cuff.
You just let it go.
Let it ride.
What does it mean to me? And
how is the significance that it's
had?
Sure.
What is it?
Sure.
What is its significance on your life? Yeah.
Man, I don't like these kind of questions. It makes me really think, and I feel
they're thought-provoking questions. That's the whole point of the show. We have some fun, then we have some thought-provoking questions.
We want people to learn about you.
Exactly.
Get to know you a little better.
I enjoy wrestling to an extent that if I don't make it, I'll be happy knowing that I got to do it for a small part of my life.
See, that's a good answer. That's a great answer.
I enjoy going to shows and meeting new people, whether it's fans who have watched me on GTS, fans meeting me for the first time, or even people in the locker room. I had a kid come up to me in the locker room a couple months, a year ago. He's like, "Man, we've been in the locker room for 6 months together, and you're really enjoyable. But I have to admit that I used to watch you on GTS." And I looked at him and I went, "How old are you?" We're just having this conversation now. This kid, Cardinal Nick Thompson out of New York, also someone I want to wrestle. But that's
there you
go. Whole circle thing. He's like, "Yeah, I used to watch you on GTS wrestling. You were really enjoyable. So I got to be in the ring with you. This is great. Dude,
right?
Stop, because now I feel old. I'm 28 and I feel so old being the ring with these kids that are 24 who were watching me for 10 years ago. It's disgusting to me. But I like meeting these kids. I like meeting them, and they're 99.9% of the time they're really good people.
Right.
I don't think I've met someone who watched me as like, oh, I hate you. Like I don't.
Right.
But I enjoy like going up to. When it comes to like veterans in a locker room, I'm so nervous because it's just like, oh, I don't.
I mean, yeah.
You know that I don't have training.
Right.
Like it's blatantly obvious if you watch me sometimes that I don't have any training.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to go up to them and like asking them for advice is like, well, where have you trained? What have you done? It's like, well, you should get training. Like, yeah, like I'm very like I've come to be very open about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like when I first started, I was like, oh, I got trained in the backyard. Like I don't have much training, which for the most part is true. I did get trained in the backyard.
Right.
But I have 21 days worth of wrestling training at a school, like fully. So like getting to do that, like that's cool. So like if I never make it to like TV or get to go overseas, like I really want to, like I'm cool with knowing that like I got to like sell some t-shirts and 8x10s to people who were be like, wow, I really wish this guy was still wrestling like when I'm just like done. Because like at some point I'm just be like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not going to tell anyone I'm done. I'm just done.
Done. Right.
So like that's what I enjoy.
Right.
Yeah.
What was the second part of the question? I'm so.
I mean,
went on the tangent.
you pretty much just answered the whole thing.
I think you pretty
I think you honestly, for someone who was like, I wish I was prepared, you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah,
You did great.
That makes me feel so much better about that. So much better. You'll see me at a live show, and like, we'll have a conversation, and like you'll be like, "Oh, what did you think of this?" I'm like, "Oh, well, this is such and such and such." But I have like I'm on camera. It's like, water.
Water.
What?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Well, Ralph, I think is it time? Do we let the people know?
Now that we've wrapped up that fantastic interview, it is time. We have been teasing it for a few weeks on social media, and coming up in April we have our episode number 50. We've got a big guest planned.
The big 50.
So, here is your absolute 100% guaranteed reveal. Here it is, episode number 50's guest.
Seven years ago, one man had a vision. It began as an idea, and it would change his life forever. As the vision grew, others hopped on board, and a podcast was born. A network was started. Episode 50 will be like no other. This is where it all begins again. And for this special episode, we need a special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, your main event of the evening!
Yes,
all right.
You saw that right. Episode 50,
right.
we have Mr. Anderson, Mr. Kennedy, whoever you want to call him. He was one of my favorites back in 2008. Mm-hmm. I was like a hardcore Mr. Kennedy fan. When he won that money in the McMahon, I was so in for him as champion until he injured himself and then lost the edge. And I was so sad.
We've got a great conversation coming up with him. That's going to be episode number 50, April 14th. It comes out 1 week after WrestleMania. So that's our big episode number 50, and we're super excited.
Isn't even the word for
we
it.
Can't even describe to have Mr. Kennedy on our show. It's going to be Mr. Anderson is going to be a great episode. So please make sure you tune in for that.
Yes.
And with that, Sean, I think it's time.
Is it time?
It's time. What time is it?
For the main event. So we've talked wrestling the entire interview, but now we're going to switch things up and talk about the opposite of that. Corvus here chose top 5 fast food places as his list.
Very excited for this.
Super excited, actually.
Because I'm a fatty.
Because I'm a fatty.
Listen, join the club.
Yeah,
pal.
we're all in the same boat, man. We're all in the same boat.
So I can't be a pro wrestler and fat. Like,
all right, so let's start off with the number 5, and we'll work our way up to the number 1.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I wrote these down 5-1. I'm
love
so
that.
glad I did this. All right, number 5, In-N-Out from West Coast.
See, I've had that once, and I'm so upset that they don't have it here because it's so good.
So I had it the first time I had it. I hated it.
You hated it?
I thought it was overrated. I thought it was just a
Gimmick,
right?
Yeah, I thought it was like McDonald's. I thought it was just McDonald's fries,
right?
And
yeah.
Oh my God, what was the not Smash Burger?
Animal Style?
No, it's another burger place out here. Green. It was Green.
I don't know.
I don't. Clearly, it's not that important.
Clearly, it's not that important.
Whatever it is, it didn't make the top 5. That's all.
Right. Clearly.
So the first time I had it, I was like, whatever. It's all right. Whatever. Second time I had it, I was like, well, this isn't the worst.
Right.
Third time I had it, I'm like, I'm sold. Like this is
sold.
I'm in. Like I don't know what it was about this one time that I had it, but I was like, I'm in. So number 5 is In-N-Out from West Coast.
Did you do Animal Style a lot?
I've never
had
Animal
Style.
Listen, not everyone knows the Animal Style.
You have to. I don't know. My orders are off the secret menu.
Oh, okay.
It's an Animal Style, a 4x4, and a Napoleon shake.
Wow.
I'm
on it.
Yeah, that's the order. Because it's so easy. Like that's what you get.
Right.
And then, like, if I want to get another burger because the 4x4 wasn't enough, because obviously I'm fatty, I'll just get a double.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Number 4 is White Castle.
Okay.
Can never go wrong with a murder burger.
I have a love-hate relationship with White Castle, and I'm sure you know why.
Yes, of course.
I love White Castle, but
the obvious reason is when I'm done eating my burgers and everything else, I'm sitting in the bathroom for 45 minutes.
Yep.
Yes. That's the worst part about it.
Exactly.
But we have one White Castle in Pennsylvania. I'm now like 30 minutes from it, but when I was in high school, and shortly after high school, I was like an hour and 45 from it, and we'd still drive.
Yeah.
The nice thing about our White Castle is you've got a White Castle, and then right up the block is a 7-Eleven.
Nice.
So it's like,
nice.
White Castle, then you go get your Slurpee, and it's like, it's so magical. White Castle is so good. They're very surprising though. Like some of the things they have, like the clam strips. They don't have the clam strips anymore, but the clam strips were amazing. Like you would never think of that.
I don't know if you've done the mozzarella sticks from there.
I have.
Yeah, same.
But the mozzarella sticks from there are the least greasy.
Yeah.
But I don't know how, because everything in that place is just straight
grease. It's just grease. Yeah,
it's just grease. Like, here's some grease. Here's some food with your grease.
Right, right.
Like that's your order. So it's
right.
I do.
What I love.
So thankfully, I can tell you this order because this is easy.
Okay.
Because we have a White Castle by my job.
Okay.
Which is the worst possible thing. Like, the reason a lot of my list is the way it is because of where they are connected to my job.
Right.
White Castle is I need it's a 10-piece mozzarella stick.
Okay.
Not with marinara sauce, but with ranch.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Tastes really good with the ranch.
Right.
Then I'll do 4 cheese sliders.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't like the bacon there for some reason. I don't know why. It doesn't taste good. The chicken rings.
Yes.
Oh,
those are good. Those are surprisingly good.
They're surprisingly good. So a 20 piece of those.
Nice.
Right.
You can obviously see why I'm so fat. So fat.
Wow.
And sometimes I'll cut back on the chicken rings and I'll just do chicken ring sliders with cheese. And I'll do those with ranch, obviously.
Yeah.
The onion rings there aren't really that bad either.
No,
I like those because they're so tiny, they're just poppable.
Yeah, you just pop one in and that's it.
And then because the White Castle by me has the updated Coke machine that has like the
yes,
1,000
freestyle
flavors in it.
all the flavors.
Yeah.
I'll do a orange vanilla cream soda.
Damn, that sounds really
good. Yeah.
Because I don't know what it is about like orange flavored stuff. Like
Yeah.
orange and lemon flavored stuff are like my go-to. So like that.
Absolutely.
That.
Have you ever done a crave case?
Have I done a crave case?
Come on, that's
I haven't.
stuff.
I'd like to point out that I haven't done the crave case by myself.
Okay.
I have shared it with 5 other people, and we still haven't been able to finish it. So, I think the crave case did us, not so much that we did the crave case.
We did a crave case for my 21st birthday. Oh,
it's a magical time.
It's an experience.
We did the 30, obviously, because you have to get the 30. That's the crave case. But we did the 20 once. Like the 20 was acceptable because we were able to do 3 of us were able to do the crave case, the 20. Then 4 of us tried the 30 and we just couldn't do it. I don't know if it was because maybe we weren't as hungry as we thought we were when we got it, or maybe because we got like mozzarella sticks and onion rings and the chicken wings on the slide. We were just like, it's tough. And then you're all fighting to get to the bathroom first. Who's gonna sit there? And I know that I'm not a quick shitter at all. Like I have to make sure everything is out.
It's good that you have that place next to work, because that goes along with my number one advice in the world. Always wait till you get to work to shit, because then you're getting paid to shit.
Exactly.
That's my anytime anybody asks
number
me
one rule.
Number one piece of advice. That's it. So it's
I don't know what it is, but every time I go to work, I have to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Same.
It doesn't matter if I went before I left work.
It's as soon as I walk in the door, I'm like, oh, grab. I gotta go. Like, it's as soon as I walk in the door.
A lot of the times, I just get paid to shit.
Nice.
Which is great. Like
it's all about.
I work in an ice skating rink, so it's easy. Like I drive the Zamboni, I'll do a couple things, I'll eat some food, I'll shit. I'll try the Zamboni. I'll drink some water. Oh, I guess I didn't finish.
I don't know what people are going to be more jealous of: the fact that you have a White Castle at work, the fact that you get paid to shit, or the fact that you drive a Zamboni.
Right.
Those are 3
things right there.
Yeah.
It's
a sweet life.
My top 5 means nothing now. They're like, how do you drive a Zamboni?
The trifecta of things.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
all right,
man.
Number 3.
Right, let's move on. We could be on White Castle all
day.
Yeah,
number 3. Exactly. Let's move on.
Number 3 is super basic for me, but it's McDonald's.
I mean, of course. I mean, I feel if it wasn't on the list, I mean, it could be off the list, but like it's the staple.
It could have been off the list, but my reasoning for it being on the list is the way that they make their Coca-Cola in the machine.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what it is, but fast food McDonald's Coca-Cola is top tier.
It hits hard.
It
hits hard.
It is very different.
I could give you a whole list of the order that Coca-Cola tastes the best in.
Okay.
That's its own top 10.
That'll have to be for another.
That'll be for next.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You want.
That's a top 10 right there. But like it's that Coke. And then it's like sometimes just a good old McDonald's cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Just tastes so good.
Yeah. And it tastes so different than any other burger. Like
seriously,
very distinct flavor.
It's distinct. Like when you open up that packaging and it's just like that whiff of 1/4 inch.
Right.
Not beef.
Yeah.
And a slice of Kraft American cheese. Just so good.
I will say I really like McDonald's for breakfast.
Yeah,
I like McDonald's hash browns.
And listen, Egg McMuffin for years was my staple. What I would do is, because I was creative when I was a kid. I thought it was. I would get Egg McMuffin and 2 hash browns. One to go in the sandwich, and then one to eat afterwards.
Yeah.
Yes. So I don't do the egg. I don't do the Egg McMuffin. I do the sausage McGriddle.
Okay.
Oh,
even better.
Good.
Even better.
Sausage McGriddle with cheese. And then I'll have the hash brown on it.
Yeah.
Like I'll open up the McGriddle and then I'll cut the
hash brown in half.
Hash brown in half, put it on.
Yep.
Because I don't know if they're still doing it because I haven't been to McDonald's for breakfast in a while. but they were doing 2 for $5s on the
Right. Yeah.
So I would get 2 of those.
Mm-hmm.
I'd get McDonald's iced coffees are
They're actually pretty good.
Really good.
Yeah.
They have a good caramelized coffee. I don't know. And unfortunately, it doesn't make me have to go to the bathroom, which it's like they don't get paid to use the bathroom.
Right.
And then I like a good McChicken, a good McDouble. You did McChicken, McDouble. You make a McGangbang.
Yep.
That's right.
I do have to try the Air, Land, and Sea, though I haven't done.
Yes. I've heard it's
not
actually pretty good.
Yeah,
I've heard it's
good, but I have to try it.
Yeah.
I will say, when it comes to McDonald's, I would give my left arm for a steak, egg, and cheese bagel.
Yeah.
And I would give my right arm for a Shamrock Shake, and my wife would have to help me eat.
Yeah.
I should have realized that was one of my top reasons.
There you go. The Shamrock Shake is, dude, that's a staple. Every March, that I have to get it.
It doesn't matter. I don't care how cold out it is. Doesn't matter if I'm going to freeze.
Doesn't matter.
I need a Shamrock Shake, a cheeseburger, and like a medium fry to dip the fries into the shake.
Have you had the Shamrock Oreo McFlurry?
Ooh.
I have.
Yes,
but it doesn't hit the same.
It doesn't hit the same, but I really like it because I'm not usually a McFlurry fan, but.
The only McFlurry that I liked when it was out was the Rolo McFlurry.
Okay, right.
I like the M&Ms. I like Oreos by themselves, but when I don't know what it is about it in the McFlurry, not a fan.
Yeah.
Right.
I also like just being able to just like sip it up through a straw.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if I'm driving, I'm not going to be using the spoon to like eat it. I would have just got ice cream at that point.
Right.
I do also miss the Arctic Orange Shake because they don't do that anymore, and that was really good.
I don't remember that, but maybe I wasn't going to McDonald's as often as I was.
That was like a summer thing, and I don't think I haven't seen it for maybe a year or two, but they don't really do the eggnog shake anymore, which is disappointing.
That I haven't seen in a while.
It's been a while since I've seen that one. Yeah.
They obviously have to bring the snack wraps back. Like it's not even the snack.
I think they are back though. Are they?
No,
I think they are.
They're at Burger King. It doesn't count.
Oh, that's
no. I'm pretty sure McDonald's advertised that they're back. I swore I saw.
Back. I am a sucker for a crispy honey mustard.
Yes.
I like ranch dressing, but the ranch on the snack wrap didn't taste good,
and
the grilled chicken was just not it.
Right.
A honey mustard crispy snack wrap. When they were like $1.49,
dude, yeah,
I was eating 6, and I felt great.
Fantastic.
I felt great. It was the best. All
right.
I hope they're back. Number two. This fits under. I would say this fits under the White Castle of just being because it's so close.
Okay.
And I loved it as a kid. Taco Bell.
Yes, dude. All right. So then we've been going through your menu items. What's your go-to for there?
Boy, howdy, do I have a list for you.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, let's strap in. Let's go.
Let's hear it.
So fucking now I have to go on to the.
You have to look it up.
When I was younger,
Corvus research department is
right.
100%. So when I was younger, my aunt used to take me when she would babysit me. She would take me to Taco Bell.
Okay.
And I'd get the 10 soft tacos.
Nice.
And I would eat them I would literally eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner because it was just so easy. They were right there.
Of course.
But now as an adult, I enjoy them, but they're not my favorite.
Okay.
So now, Doritos Cheesy Gordita Crunch.
Yes.
But the nacho cheese one.
Yes.
Now, I call this one the Tina Special because it's my girlfriend added this.
Okay.
So she gets full credit the entire way for this.
Okay.
Extra seasoned beef.
Okay.
They put too much lettuce on, so I keep the lettuce off. There's no reason to be healthy when you go to
right. No, not at all. Not at
all. She takes the spicy ranch off because she can't do spice all too well. I leave it on.
That's me too.
Yeah.
And then I add the avocado ranch sauce.
Nice. Good choice.
I have avocado issues.
that I saw that face, and boy, when I tell you,
my wife
missing out.
If my wife hadn't met me, she probably could have married an avocado. She loves him so much, and I will try it because of this, but
yeah, you just have to try it. You don't have to like it, but every time that we've put somebody onto it, they have never gone back to just a regular cheesy gordita crunch.
There you go.
Okay.
I will tell you that we're 3 for 3.
Yeah,
there you go.
My wife is going to be very excited that you convinced me to do this.
It is. Listen, three people's not a lot, but that's 3 more people that have tried it.
But that's still a 3 for 3, and not
yeah.
Exactly.
I'm looking for 4 here now. So the original order used to be 4 of those and a Baja Blast.
Nice.
There was no reason for me to get anything else. It was just
right.
Yes.
Right.
Then it got crazy because then they brought out the grilled cheese burrito.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
Yep.
Then I would sprinkle in, I don't know if this is a taco or a burrito, but I have to go through we'll say a taco. Hold on, I gotta find it. Don't rush me. This is important. It's important list.
This is very important stuff here.
Easy, Sean. Whoa.
Specialty?
This is very important that we.
Oh, maybe it's not there anymore. Okay, it might not be there anymore. I might be wrong. But it was the oh my god. Oh, the Chipotle chicken roll up, I think.
Yeah, that
Oh,
that one.
Yeah.
That was good. I like that. So when I started to expand my horizons in Taco Bell, it was 2 Chipotle chicken wrap roll ups, 2 cheesy gordita crunch, and then a side of the Cinnabon Delights.
Nice. Good. Solid.
But now, most recently, they started adding new items.
Yep.
And now it gets crazy because I really enjoy the stacker, the 3 cheese chicken flatbread melt.
Yes.
And the cheesy double beef burrito.
Yep.
So recently I have just and the Chalupa Supreme, obviously, because
of course,
Chalupa is just it's just a staple in my bowel system.
It's that shell. It's the
shell. They used to have, I don't remember what it was. If it was the quesalupa. I don't remember.
Yes.
The quesalupa.
The quesalupa was amazing.
It was so good.
My favorite. And then they got rid of it. And I don't know what happened, and I've been fighting for those forever.
Dude, let's start right now. We need to go online, make a petition to bring back the quesalupa.
Yes.
They need to bring that back. And
bring it back.
This is oh my god.
Brain.
This is I can't figure it out. What I'm about to say is very daring and bold, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate for it.
Controversy.
All right.
But the nacho fries suck.
We're getting canceled.
I know.
We're getting canceled.
The nacho fries suck. They need to stop bringing them back every 3 months because they need to bring back the nacho chicken triangles. I don't remember.
Oh my god, yes.
With the fries.
Yeah.
Like
I do remember that.
You are now officially my wife's least favorite wrestler. Like it's over.
You're done.
There's no chance. You're off the list because she loves nacho fries. We have driven out of our way to get them. She's a nacho fry.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Respectfully, your wife is wrong.
Respectfully,
I can't wait till she sees this.
Your wife is wrong.
She's gonna be mortified how much I'm talking about her. But
there's no coming back from this.
Oh no!
Wow!
I actually
gauntlet is thrown.
They're done.
Wow.
I don't know if you tried this, but the cheesy chicken crispinata.
Yes, I just had that the other day. It's actually really good.
I actually just tried one. I bought one the other day because my girlfriend recommended it. So she gets.
My only issue with it is that it's shell and this much meat.
Yes, so I think that's
my only issue.
I also think that for the price, they should give you 2 instead of 1.
Agreed.
But
Agreed.
I understand because I'm clearly going to go buy
more. Yeah.
Also, the cheese with it is really good. I think the dipping sauce they give you with is really good.
I agree.
And I'm trying. And a chicken quesadilla. Obviously, you can't go wrong with chicken quesadilla. I don't know. I was on a healthy kick one day, and I tried one of the power bowls that they had.
They're not bad.
They're actually
but they're
good.
not like what you want.
But they don't. Yeah, but I don't go to Taco Bell for a power bowl.
Exactly.
I go there to get fat off the shitty tacos. Yes. And the only reason why I go to Taco Bell to get the shitty tacos is because I read a news article a couple years ago about how it was one of the healthiest fast food places in the country.
Yeah, crazy fact. Crazy fact.
And I don't know if it's because every time I eat it, I have to shit it all out. So I don't. That's why it's healthy.
It is designed to make you just in and out.
Yeah,
that's it.
You don't buy Taco Bell.
Because in and out doesn't make you go in and out at all. It's there.
You rent it and it's gone.
You're just there.
Right.
Oh, what was one of the online exclusives?
There's so many things. So many things.
It was a burrito.
I don't remember.
It's gone now, but they took it off the menu a couple years ago. I was so upset because it was like one of the things. It was like, I would say that it was like a grilled cheese burrito, but it wasn't.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But alas, that is my Taco Bell.
My favorite Taco Bell item, and I mean I love Taco Bell, but my favorite Taco Bell item has always been the cheesy Fiesta potatoes. I love them.
I don't know what it is about the potatoes there, but I don't.
You're not a fan.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well, thanks for joining us.
You're right. This show's over. It's been fun.
This is how you like.
It's been a great episode.
This is how we never bring you back. We're never going to. Oh, there's a whole. The quesarito was said.
Well, let's hope your number one brings it back around.
Yeah, let's hope number one redeems this.
So number one is only I'm just going to ignore that this list is terrible to you. So you know what?
Listen, this is your list, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I mean,
no. Item number one, and this is fairly new, and I'm shocked that I put it at number one, is Del Taco.
Wow, I was not expecting that at all.
I don't know what that is.
So Del Taco.
It's not even around here.
It's a West Coast thing.
Yeah. Definitely.
I think it's exclusive to California and very specifically Arizona and Las Vegas.
Okay.
I knew nothing about it when I went in. It was just one of those things where it's like, you know what? You're here. You're going to try it.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, when I tell you.
You were sold.
That I thought it was better than Taco Bell from the first
Wow. That's big words.
Which is
big words
on me because I love my Taco Bell. But we went, I couldn't tell you any menu items. I'm going to have to Google this because I have the app, but I don't want to start logging into things. It was amazing.
What's like the favorite? Like, give me like the one that like got you hooked.
That's I'm pretty sure it was like just a simple. Oh, that's what it was. It was a fish taco.
Wow. Okay.
I'm looking at the website now. Yeah,
that's what I'm doing. Yeah, that's what I have to do too.
Crispy fish taco.
Yeah, it was the crispy fish tacos and the shrimp tacos.
Yeah, I see the shrimp. Tacos.
Off the charts. Like they give you a lime with it and everything. Like Taco Bell could never.
No.
Yeah, I'm looking at this place, and this makes Taco Bell look just silly.
Right.
And the prices are incredibly cheap. I think we bought like, I want to say we bought like 10 or 11 tacos. No, that's a lie. Definitely wasn't 10 or 11. We probably bought like 5 or 6 tacos.
Okay.
And I think we only spent like $14-15.
That's not bad at all.
Like it's a steal. They have an option 20. They have 20 items under $2 menu.
Wow.
So it's a chicken taco del carbone.
Okay.
We had that. It's like marinated chicken, diced onions, cilantro.
Right.
You go through that was really good. And then they sell burgers and fries too, which really threw me off, considering I'm not going to a taco place for burgers and fries.
Yeah, you don't want to go there for burgers and fries. You're going there for tacos.
They had, was it the shake that we bought? I think it was a shake.
The shake.
They had a was it dessert shakes or fries? What was it? What was the option? Birthday cake shake? No. It was a limited time only shake. I actually think it was like a key lime pie shake.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Sold. Hooked.
Sold.
Taco Bell could never. Taco Bell could never.
Right.
So I'm looking and I see that there are 2 in Ohio that are just over 7 hours from me. So, you know, I think if I
road trip.
I am willing to come pick you guys up.
Done.
And we will go to Del Taco in Ohio.
Done.
I don't know if it hits the same as Del Taco in California.
It's on their website. It's got to be official.
Yep.
I'm sure it's gonna.
Let's go. Sign me
it's
up.
gonna be good. I'm in.
I wish there was one here, unless I'm just like completely.
I looked at the website. They have one. They're opening one in North Carolina in September of this year.
Go.
But beyond that, Ohio, I think, is our closest bet.
Alabama, Arizona, California, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Michigan, Mississippi, Utah.
Ohio's gonna be our best bet.
Yep. Best bet.
That's unfortunate. Well, wait, we're in Florida.
We're in Florida.
Orlando?
Oh, really? Oh man.
Well, that's a road trip I can get everybody on.
Yeah, exactly.
Orlando.
Go to Orlando. Done.
Right,
so they have two. They have two right now. They're opening a third.
Okay.
Next month.
Nice.
Well,
perfect
in March. So I think this will already be up by then, but I don't know. But, oh my God. How far from Disney is it?
Probably not far at all.
That's University of Central Florida, or is this one?
Probably not far at all.
National Drive.
There's one 24 minutes.
There you go.
From Disney.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm in. That's it.
Let's go.
It's not even a question.
All right. We're gonna have to take like an Opinion City trip to Florida for Del Taco.
An Opinion City road trip we're gonna call it the Opinion City road trip with Pete Corvus. Del Taco.
Yes,
absolutely.
When you go, you need to let me know.
Yeah,
I'm going down for like Disney in November.
There you go.
But if I have to go before that, for Del Taco,
all right. Well, we'll work this. We'll work this out. And
yeah.
if my wife doesn't actually shoot me, we'll be okay. Because she's
coming. She's coming with us.
Well, she's coming with us. But,
right.
But she's gonna be mad though. She's gonna be like,
right.
Really? I'm like, but look at the website. Look at the tacos.
Right. Look at the tacos.
Like
you're going with the guy that just said that he doesn't care about me. That's crazy.
Right.
right.
Ridiculous.
All right.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Well,
wow.
But that is my top 5.
All right. What a top 5.
That is one of probably the best and longest discussed top.
Yeah, that was great.
When I first told you that this was my top 5, I was so nervous that it was going to be so bad.
No, not at all.
Because it was just like top 5 fast food. Because it's like, oh, whatever. Everyone's got a top 5 fast food.
You have no idea who you're talking to,
right?
But now that I know that we pretty much agree on all,
right,
except for like 2 things.
There were 2 things, yeah.
Very little minor things.
Right.
2. I would say they're pretty major to some people.
Some people.
Some people, Ralph. Not naming names, but not naming names, but other than that, we pretty much agree on everything, which was great.
Good.
So much better about this list now.
Awesome.
All right.
Well, a great interview, a great top 5. So let's hop into some upcoming events.
Let's do it. All right. What do you got coming up for wrestling wise?
Well, I had a bunch of shows happening.
Oh,
but I don't know what happened to them.
I do know that the one show that you had for Mania Week got unfortunately canceled, and I'm sorry for that.
But I now have a new Mania Weekend show.
Yay!
Okay.
Which is good.
Yay!
So, all right. So we'll go in order of what I got.
Okay.
Currently written down.
Gotcha.
So what I can mention.
Right.
Okay. Good.
March 24th.
Okay.
I have a show in Bristol, Connecticut for Kaiju Pro Wrestling.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
Pretty sweet. I would say a pretty sweet up and coming wrestling company.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I have hair in my mouth. What a terrible time. Sorry. Wow. It was like the worst. I just found it. So sorry.
And you were worried about your top 5,
right?
Yeah, I was worried about top 5.
It's a disaster. Oh man.
Oh, okay. God, Jesus. Kaiju Pro Wrestling Connecticut, Sunday, March 24th. Shows at like 2 p.m.
Okay.
They are crowning a new heavyweight champion in the main event.
Nice.
Something happened there. Don't really know. Not my thing.
Gotcha.
Trying to win the belt in the main event. That's all I know I'm trying to do.
There you go. There you go.
That's all that matters to me. So I got that. I don't know if I can mention the Mania Weekend show yet.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So then hold it off.
Well, I know that there's a lot of I wouldn't say excitement around it, but there's a lot of
hype.
You guys, Philly Mike Swanson, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
I'm not gonna say.
Have you seen Philly Mike Swanson stuff recently?
I've seen some of the posts, and I'm just not gonna say anything. It's just a little crazy.
Great. So that's the show.
Gotcha.
That's the show.
Gotcha.
I'm excited to be on it because
sure.
Mike is my friend, and I just want a reason to hang out with my friends at a wrestling show. So I'm on that show.
Right.
So that is, I want to say Thursday, April 4th. I think that's a Thursday.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay, yes. So that's that shows I think at 5 p.m.
Gotcha.
April 26th, I got something I can't mention yet because I'm excited. But that one I'm excited about because I get to finally wrestle in New York. I haven't wrestled in New York yet.
Nice. Awesome.
So that's exciting for me.
Love that.
So I might have family friends kind of come visit. And then as of right now, May seems like the most packed for me. I got a show on the 10th in Missouri.
Okay. Oh, nice.
The 11th in Arkansas. That sounds exciting because like they're down south, but they're literally, when I tell you, they're 5 minutes apart because the show in Arkansas is on the border of Missouri.
Okay. Gotcha.
So it's literally like my bed right here is my bed right here is Arkansas,
and then right over here
I'm currently standing in Missouri.
Gotcha.
I did that. We did that last. Me and this guy Jaden Staley did it last year. We drove down to Arkansas. I hate that. I'll never do that drive again. We're already planning like flying down. Like that's how I want to do it.
Bad.
We were in. We made a pit stop at Buc-ee's.
Okay.
Like it was. We made a pit stop. We drove out of the way for 45 minutes.
Right.
That's how excited we were to find it.
Yeah.
So we went there, and then we were in Tennessee for an hour. We were in Missouri for 15 minutes, and then we were in Arkansas right on the border. That's how close it is.
Nice.
Wow.
So I assume these shows are all of 20 minutes apart.
Right
there with a Taco Bell right across the street. So
nice. Done. Done.
And then
that was the real reason why you booked it. You're like, yes, I'll book it because of Taco Bell.
Yeah, because not because I want to just go down there and get away from everything. Alcohol, not because the alcohol is cheap down there.
Right.
No. Right. The Taco Bells are right across the street.
Right there.
And they have a Zaxby's too. I don't know if you had Zaxby's, but that's pretty good.
I've heard of Zaxby's.
Not top 5, but it's up there.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Honorable mention.
Yes.
And then the 19th of May, I think I can promote this. Let me just do a quick Facebook search and just make sure that I can promote this. It's one of those things like it's
you go ahead and check that out, and we'll just hang out here for a minute.
You got the Jeopardy music going. That'd be cool.
Right.
Well, this is the best we can do on short notice.
I mean,
that works. So I don't. Okay,
hang on. Stop with the hair.
I found the hair.
Well,
now I really found the hair.
Man.
That's one.
Wow.
Dude, I cannot promote it, but I have a show
cool.
happening in South Jersey.
Ooh.
Okay.
On 5/19. I think that's the right date. It may change in the next little bit.
Gotcha.
But not that anyone's really coming to see me wrestle on Friday. So
well, you know.
Well, yeah. Hey, listen, I make you lucky, and someone may actually want to come wrestle.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, so I don't actually. Yeah. All right. Dates changed, but I can't promote it yet. They're not.
Okay.
They're not putting it.
All right.
So yeah. So I got 3 days in March.
Mm-hmm.
I lied. 1 day in March, 2 days in April, 3 in May.
Gotcha.
All right.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Which,
so some upcoming dates
for me is a lot. Which is great,
right.
Considering
and
I'm used to like one a month. Like,
yeah.
And you see the social media links are scrolling across the bottom of the screen. So definitely follow Pete online, and you can. I'm sure you'll see his upcoming all of his upcoming events when he can promote them on there as well.
What do we got coming up, Ralph?
Well, all right, we've got a couple
of
things coming up. Yeah, all right. So next week, we've got another big episode of the Opinion City podcast.
As always,
we will be joined by David Goldie of
Monster
Factory fame, and JPW fame. Like this guy's doing it all.
Right now.
We're super excited to have him on the show next week. While you're waiting for that, you can check out last week's episode with no comparison Joe Harrison from the Myrtle Beach, North Carolina area. We had a great conversation with him. And then you'll want to check, just came out this past Friday, our new episode of Wrestling with Life with Laura from Lucha Cookies, Mrs. Crummels to some who know her in that vein. She was kind enough to join us to talk a little bit about everything she's got going on, so you can check that out as well. And with that, I think we're about ready to wrap things up here. It's been a phenomenal episode.
Hell of an episode.
Pete, you've been great to hang out with, letting people know a little bit about you. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. You are absolutely welcome here anytime, and we will make that Del Taco road trip happen. So thanks for joining us today. Hang around for a few minutes, and we'll be with you when you wrap things up here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a crazy episode.
I knew as soon as I reached out to him that this was going to be something else, and it was. It was everything that I could have imagined and more.
Yes, it was a great time.
Pete Corvus, everybody.
Yes,
Pete Corvus.
All right, so before we go, a couple things. If you enjoy what we're doing here,
let them know.
There are 3 quick and easy ways to support us. Number 1, hit that thumbs up button so we know that you like what we're doing. Number 2, smash that subscribe button. Get some light tubes and smash crap out of that subscribe button so you never miss anything we're doing. Hit that share button so everybody
let everybody know about us,
what you are seeing and how much you love us,
that we exist.
And if you really want to support us, you can buy some merch.
We've
got all kinds of great merch.
Buy it all.
There's all kinds of stuff on there, WrestleMania stuff. We've got all the merch. So links are down in the description. So check that out, please. Follow us on socials at Opinion City Pod to find out everything we're doing. Follow us at Ben Frank Connect to find what we're doing, what ABJ is doing, the Tornado Tag podcast, Wrestling with Life, everything we do as the Ben Frank Connect will be on there. And finally, and most importantly, please follow and support our guests. Support the amazing Pete Corvus. Follow his socials. Just go out and support independent wrestling and support the guests we have on here, because we are trying desperately to help them as much as we can. All right, Sean, that's going to wrap it up for this week. It's been a great episode.
Indeed.
And we appreciate you for joining us. We appreciate you for checking us out. And we thank you, because obviously we can't do this without you. So thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Signing out.
This is Ultimo Ann here. You're listening to Opinion City Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
Happy trails to you till we meet again.
Okay, thanks for watching this presentation. Like, share, and subscribe for more.